Taiwan plans to set up more overseas Mandarin learning centers. Elon Musk throws weight behind Republicans in U.S. midterms. Georgia booms as Russians flee Putin's war. China is the boss in Greece's largest port. Russia seeks sanctions exemptions for state bank. Twitter fires more than 90% of India's staff. Argentina adds an exchange rate for tourists only. Interpol launches police-focused Metaverse.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It's Tuesday, November 8th, and here are your top stories. The Central News Agency reported that Taiwan's head of the Overseas Community Affairs Council said on Monday that Taiwan is planning to open 25 more branches of the Taiwan Center for Mandarin Learning in North America and Europe next year. Tong said some schools in Australia have expressed interest in partnering with Taiwan to open a Mandarin Learning Center, and the council has referred the information to the National Security Council, which is leading the expansion plan of the Taiwan Center of Mandarin Learning.
The media reported that while Taiwan's National Security Council is leading its expansion plan, the center is currently promoted by three agencies: the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Education, and the Overseas Community Affairs Council. To date, 43 centers have been established around the world, including 34 in the US, 2 each in the United Kingdom and France, and 1 each in Germany, Austria, Ireland, Sweden, and Hungary.
Elon Musk threw his weight behind Republicans one day ahead of Tuesday's U.S. midterm elections, saying they could use control of Congress to act as a balance against President Joe Biden's Democrats. Musk has been critical of the Biden administration and Democrats for their proposals to tax billionaires. Musk, who frequently comments on U.S. politics, previously said he would vote for Republicans, but that he backs moderates of both major political parties.
And I would class myself as a moderate, and neither Republican nor Democrat.
His tweet to more than 110 followers on Monday represented the first time the head of a major social media platform explicitly endorsed a U.S. political party. But Kyle Kondik, from the University of Virginia's Center for Politics, said it was unlikely Musk's words would influence the election's outcome. Reuters said Republicans are favored to win a majority in the House of Representatives in Tuesday's elections, with the Senate rated a toss-up by nonpartisan election forecasters.
As much of the globe teeters towards recession, Georgia is on course to become one of the world's fastest-growing economies this year, following a dramatic influx of at least 112,000 Russians since Moscow's invasion of Ukraine and Vladimir Putin's mobilization drive to drum up war recruits. The media reported this country of 3.7 million people bordering the Black Sea is expected to record a vigorous 10% growth in economic output for 2022, amid a consumption-led boom.
The media said Georgia's economy is reaping the benefits of its proximity to the superpower and a liberal immigration policy which lets Russians and people from many other countries live, work, and set up businesses in the country without needing a visa. As roughly half of the Russian arrivals are from the well-paid tech sector, between April and September, Russians transferred more than $1 billion to Georgia via banks or money transfer services, 5 times higher than during the same month of 2021.
In Germany, a heated debate has been raging about the Chinese state shipping company Costco buying a minority stake in a container terminal at the port of Hamburg. However, under pressure from both the debt crisis, the European Commission, the European Central Bank, and the International Monetary Fund, the Greek government signed a contract with Costco in 2016 that has allowed the Chinese company to secure a 2/3 majority stake in this port of Piraeus.
A professor of maritime studies at the University of Piraeus, Kostas Kroumoudis, said, "In the way it was carried out, the sale of the port of Piraeus to Costco was a tragic mistake, because, unlike Hamburg, Piraeus is now directly dependent on a third country. In Piraeus, majority shares in the port were sold to Costco. Moreover, its initial 51% was later increased to 67%. The Chinese shipping company can therefore decide the future of the port. Costco controls all the ports, piers, and terminals."
struck 它是 strike 这动词的过去式 strike a deal 就是签。学习 享受一个人的美好时光。FUNDAY 英语。
Reuters cited sources that reported Russia requested the West to ease restrictions on state agricultural lender Russell Hosebank to facilitate Russian grain exports during talks to extend a deal on food shipments from Ukraine. Head of the Russian Union of Grain Exporters said that the US and the EU should assign one authorized correspondent bank each for Russell Hosebank to settle payments for grain and other agricultural products, as well as trade finance transactions, including bid and performance bonds.
Russia is looking to ramp up its production of grain to export in the coming season amid a global food crisis caused by Moscow's military campaign in Ukraine.
Russia has said the sanctions imposed make it hard for Russian grain and fertilizer traders to process payments and access vessels, insurance, and ports, even though food is exempt. A UN source said facilitation of payment for Russian food and fertilizers through Russell Hosebank was being discussed with the European Union and other parties. The Russian Union of Grain Exporters said it is ready to prepare a list of Russians and international exporters to simplify compliance controlled by such correspondent banks.
Bloomberg reported that Twitter fired more than 90% of its staff in India over last weekend. About 70% of the jobs cut in India were from the product and engineering team, which work on a global mandate. The media cited people familiar with the matter as saying the company employed just over 200 people in India, and the cuts left it with just about a dozen staff. The sources said positions were also slashed across functions including marketing, public policy, and corporate communications.
Twitter has fired half of its 7,500 staff.
The media reported Twitter reduced its headcount globally by about half, or roughly 3,700 workers. Bloomberg said the company has about 3,700 employees remaining globally. Musk is pushing those who remain to move quickly in shipping new features, and in some cases, employees have even slept at the office to meet new deadlines. Twitter's India offices are located in New Delhi, the financial center of Mumbai, and the southern tech hub of Bengaluru.
On November 4th, the Argentina government implemented a new regulation allowing visitors using credit card and debit cards to get more pesos than the official rate gives. A dollar sometimes would buy twice as many pesos in informal cash trading as the amount in pesos it would get in purchases using a credit or debit card covered by the official exchange rate. Last Friday, $1 was officially worth 157 pesos. In the unofficial market, it could be worth 285 pesos, but it will now be worth 292 for credit card users.
Yes, Vietnam is very cheap, but here in Argentina, it feels like Spain and Italy, but yet it's much more affordable.
A owner of a travel agency, Chet Rothenberg, said if implemented well, the change could be a boon for tourists. Rothenberg also said that tourists are just using their credit card. They don't care about the details. He said, if they actually make this work, Argentina could be one of the top tourist destinations within the next couple of years, especially with how expensive the US and Europe are right now. Experts said they have to see how the new system for visitors is implemented before knowing whether it will be successful.
The International Criminal Police Organization, also known as Interpol, has announced the launch of the supposed first police metaverse experience. According to the Executive Director of Technology and Innovation at Interpol, Madan Oberoi, this is key for the future of policing in virtual worlds. This Interpol metaverse allows users to visit the offices of the institution in Lyon, France, aims to advance the understanding of metaverse-related crimes, and opens the possibility for users to receive training in different areas.
Let's take a look at what working in the metaverse will be like.
New kinds of crimes that can be committed in the metaverse includes crimes against children, data theft, money laundering, financial fraud, counterfeiting, ransomware, phishing, sexual assault, and harassment. Interpol is worried that this new phase of crimes poses a significant challenge for the organization. Interpol will use the metaverse to instruct police officers around the world, from its central hub that helps remote training tasks become more immersive and engaging for its students.
FUNDAY News will help you sharpen your English skills and keep you informed about international current events. If you want to know more about our other programs and keep learning about the world's most important topics in English, please click the link in the description below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I will see you next time.